Dear students, welcome to another video tutorial on programming concept using C. And today's topic is while loop in C programming. Okay. Myself Niladri Shekhar Pal. I am working as an assistant professor at Computer Science and Engineering Department at Greater Kolkata College of Engineering and Management. The college is under JIS Group Educational Initiative. So what is while loop? The most basic loop in C is the while loop, and it is used to repeat a block of code. Okay. A while loop has one control expression and executes as long as given expression is true. So this is the syntax. Okay, this is the syntax for the while loop. Here the test expression, here is the basically a condition exists. If this condition satisfied, then the statements inside the while loop will execute. So the while loop evaluates the test expression inside the parentheses. If the test expression is true, statements inside the body of the loop are executed. Then the test expression is evaluated again. The process goes on until the test expression is evaluated to false. If the test expression is false, the loop terminates or ends. So in while loop, first the condition is tested. If it is false, the loop is finished without executing the statements. And if the condition is true, then the statements are executed and the loop executes again and again until the condition is false. If there is only one statement, the braces may be omitted. However, it is a good practice to always include the braces. Okay. So this is the flowchart for while loop. Okay. So you can see that there is a test expression. Okay. If this condition satisfies, then it will go to the body of the while loop, or the statements within the while loop body will be executed. If the condition does not satisfy, or rather we can say that if the condition is false, then we can say that it will not go to the body of the while loop. Okay, so if the test expression satisfied, then it will go to the body of the while loop, or if the condition does not satisfy, then it will not go to the body of the loop. Okay, so let's now do a C program that will print the first n numbers using while loop. Okay, so let's do the program. So this is our C editor. Okay, I will go to the file section and new. Okay, so source file this is. So at first we will take the header files, that is hash include stdio.h. Okay, this is the standard input output. Okay, next we will take conio.h. Okay, this is console input output. Okay, so conio.h. Okay, these are the header files. Okay, these are the header files are basically used because all the library functions are stored in these header files like printf, scanf. Okay, so to use those library functions in our C program, we will use the header files. Okay, so next int main. Okay, so this is int main. This is the main function. Okay, any C program will start execution from this main. Okay, so any C program will start execution from this main function. Okay, so int n. Okay, this is the variable. Okay, n is basically required because it is given that up to n. Okay, and I is for counting purpose. Okay, Next is the print step statement. Printf is a library function to print any values. Okay, so enter a number. Enter a number. Okay. So next scanf. Scanf is also a library function. Scanf is basically used to take input from user, okay, or during the runtime. Okay, so percentage %d because we will take the input for n, okay, and n is an integer variable. Okay, so print and scanf. Next we will initialize the value of I as 0. Okay, so now the condition is while I is less than equals to n. Okay, we will print the value of I. Okay, slash percentage %d comma I. Okay, the value of I will be incremented. Okay, so the condition is in the while loop is I less than equals to n. Okay, so at first the value of I is 0. Okay, so and suppose the value of n is 5. Okay, so I is 0. So 0 is less than equals to 5. Okay, so it will enter here. So the value of I will be printed. So 0 has been printed. Now the value of I is 1. Okay, so 1 is also less than 5. So 1 will be printed and the value of I is now 2. Okay, so now the value of I is 2. Okay, 2 is also less than 5. Okay, so the value of I will be printed. So 2 has been printed. Next the value of I is 3. Okay, so as you can see that the value of I is 3. Okay, so 3 is also less than equals to 5. So the value of I, that is 3, will be printed. Next, the value of I has been incremented by 1. That is now the value of I is 4. Okay, so I value of I is 4. So 4 is less than equals to n. Okay, that is 4 is less than equals to 5. Okay, so this condition also satisfies. Okay, so the value of 4 will be printed. Next, the value of I will be 5. So 5 is less than equals to 5. This condition satisfies. Okay, so the value of 5 will be also be printed. Okay, so this is the logic of the while loop. Unless okay your condition satisfies, okay, it will be printed. Okay, so let's save the program first. Okay, this is the C source file. This is the n print n. Okay, print n.c suppose. Okay, and save the program. Okay, now I'm executing the program. Okay, so enter the number. Suppose the number is 5. Okay, so as you can see, all the numbers have been printed. Okay, first 0, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so all the number has been printed. Okay, so this is the program to print all the numbers up to n using for loop. Okay, this was the code to implement all the programs using for loop. Okay, sorry, using while loop. So this was the program to print first n numbers using while loop. Okay, the next program is to print the sum of first n numbers using while loop. Okay, so in our previous program we have just printed all the numbers up to n. Okay, so in this program we will find the sum of all those numbers up to n. Okay, so let's do the program. So this is the editor. We will first take the header files. Hash include stdio dot h. Okay, so this is the standard input output. Next, include conio.h. Okay, this is the console input output. Okay, so these are the two header files, stdio.h and conio.h. Both these header files are basically used because all the library functions like printf, scanf, these are all the library functions are exist within this header files. Okay, next int main. Okay, so this is the main function. Okay, any C program will start execution from this main function. Okay, any C programming language must contain a single main function. Okay, so next we will take the variables n, I, and sum. Okay, so we basically need three variables here. Okay, n, I, and sum. So next take the printf statement. Printf is basically a library function. Okay, which is required to print the value anything. Okay, so enter a number. Next, scanf. Scanf is also a library function. Okay, this is used to take input through user keyboard during runtime. So percentage %d for integer value input. Okay, and ampersand n. Okay, so n is the value up to which we want to print, or up to which we will find the sum of all the numbers. Okay, so next we will initialize the value of I as 0, and we also initialize the value of sum as 0. Okay, so we have initialized the value of I and sum as 0. So next is the while loop. So while I is less than equals to n. Okay, so while I is less than equals to n, what we will do? We will sum equals to sum plus I. Okay, and we will increment the value of I by 1, or rather we can say, we can write I plus plus. Okay, so after the while loop we will print the value of the sum. Okay, so the result is percentage %d comma sum. Okay, so at first we have taken the header files include.stdio.h and conio.h. Okay, next int main function. Okay, next we have taken the variables, that is n, I, and sum. Okay, next we have taken the inputs, enter a number and scan it. Next we will initialize the value of I and sum as 0. Okay, so here the condition is while I less than equals to a. That means up the loop will execute up to the value of I will less than equals to n. Okay, so suppose the value of n is 5. Okay, so at beginning the value of I is 0 and sum is 0. So I is 0, so this 0 less than equals to n, that is 0 less than equals to 5. This condition satisfies. Okay, so then our value of sum will be sum plus I, that is 0 plus 0. Okay, so the now previously the value of sum was 0 and the value of I is now 0. Okay, so the new value of sum is 0. Okay, and the value of I will be incremented by 1. Okay, so the value of I is now 1. So 1 is also less than equals to 5. So now the value of sum will be sum equal to sum plus y. I, that is previous sum was 0 and now the value of I is 1. So 0 plus 1 is 1. Okay, so the new sum is 1 and the value of I will be incremented by 1. Okay, so the new value of I is now 2. So 2 is also less than equals to n, that is 2 is also less than equals to 5. Okay, so the value of sum is now previous sum was 1 and the value of I is now 2. So 1 plus 2 equals to 3. Okay, and the value of I will be incremented by 1. So now the value of I is 3. Okay, so that is I is also less than equals to n. That means 3 is also less than equals to 5. Okay, so the value of new sum will be 3 plus 3, that is 6. Okay, previous sum was 3 and now the value of I is 3. So 3 plus 3 is 6. Now the value of I will be incremented by 1. That is I is 4. So 4 is less than equals to n, that is 5. So sum will be sum plus I. That is sum is 6 plus, now the value of I is 4. Okay, that is 10. And the value of I will be incremented by 1. So now the value of I is 5. Okay, so I is less than equals to n. Okay, that means 5 is less than equals to 5. Okay, so now the value of sum is sum equals to sum plus I. So sum is 10 plus 5, that is 15. Okay, and now the value of I has been incremented, that is I is now 6, and though this condition does not satisfy, so this will not insert here. Okay, so after the while loop, the result, the value of sum will be printed, that is 15 will be printed. Okay, so let's save the program. Okay, and execute it. Okay, so sum dot c. Okay, so I'm executing the program. Suppose the number is 5. Okay, so the result is 15. Okay, so 0 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5, if we do it, we will get a result of 15. Okay, so this was the program to find out the value of a number, value of all the numbers or the sum of all the numbers up to n using for loop. Okay, okay, so this was the program to print sum of first 10 numbers using while loop. Okay, hope you have understood it. So the next program is we have to count the number of digits of a number using while loop. Okay, so the funda of the objective of this program is if the number is 123. Okay, so we have to find out how many digits are there. As you can see that there are only 3 digits, that is 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so the result will be 3. Okay, if the number is 254, okay, so the result will be 3. If the number is 7432, so the answer will be 4. Okay, so let's do the program. So this is our C editor. Okay, so hash include stdio.h. Okay, these are basically the header files. Okay, next is hash include kanayo.h. This is also another header file. Okay, this is used for, these two header files are used for, because all the library functions like printf, scanf are included in these header files. Okay, next is the int main. This is the main function. As you know that all C programs are have minimum one main function, okay, because any C program will start execution from this main function, okay. So we'll take the variables int C, okay, and number for n, okay, and we will initialize the value of C as 0. Next we will take the printf function. This is a library function. This is basically used to print anything, okay. This is basically used to print anything. So enter a number. Scanf is also a library function. This is used to take user input. So percentage %d and %n. Okay. Next we will take the while loop. So while n is not equals to 0. Okay. So at first I am doing the program. Next I will be able to understand it. The value will be incremented by 1. Okay. So c plus 1. Okay. And n will be n by 10. Okay. So outside the while loop we will print the value of c. So printed slash n, the number of digit is percentage d comma c. Okay. So the number of digit is percent d comma c. So suppose the number is 127. Okay. So the answer will be 3. Okay. So the value of n is 127. So here the condition is while n is not equals to 0. Okay. So 127 is not equals to 0. So it will enter here. So what the first statement, c equals to c plus 1. Okay. So at the previously the value of c was 0. Okay. So the value of c will be incremented by 1. Okay. So the value of c will be now 1. Next, it was given that n equals to n by 10. That means the value of n is now 127 by 10. That is 12. So the new value of n is 12. Okay. So the value of c is now 1 and the value of n is now 12. Okay, I am writing it in the comment section. Okay, the value of c is now 1 and the value of n is now 12. Okay, so 12 is also not equals to 0. Okay, so the value of c will be, previous c was 1, so 1 plus 1 is 2. So it will, okay, so the value is now, value of c is 2. Okay, and the value of n is now will be 1. Okay, so 12 by 10 is 1. Okay, so 1 is also not equals to 0. So the value of c will be now 2 plus 1, that is 3. And n will be 1 by 10, that is 0. Okay, so now 0 is not equal to 0. This condition does not satisfy. Okay, so we'll come to the outside of the while loop. Okay, so this statement will be executed. The number of digit is percentage is c. Okay, so the value of c will be printed. Okay, so the value of c is 3. Okay, so let's execute the program. So the number is 127. Okay, so the number of digit is 3. Okay, so if we take another number, suppose 25. Okay, so the number of digit is 2. Okay, so this was the program to find out the number of digits of a number. Okay, okay, so this was the program to find out the number of digits of a number using while loop. Okay, so I think we have understood the program. So our next program is to find the sum of the digits of a number using while loop. Okay, So in this program, suppose the number is 127, we have to find out the 1 plus 2 plus 7. Okay. So in our previous program, we have just found the number of digits. Count the digits. Okay. But in this program, we will find out the sum of all the digits. Okay. So let's do the program. So this is our C compiler. We will first take the header files, that is hash include stdio.h. This is standard input output header file. Next we will take hash include conaya.h. This is console input output. Okay. So these header files are basically used because all the library functions are stored within this header files. Okay. So to use those header files, to use those library function, we need to include these header files. Next is int main. This is basically the main function. Okay. So any C program must contains at least one main function. Okay. Because C programs will start execution from this main function. Okay. Next we'll take the variables, that is n and sum equals to 0. Okay. So the value of sum is initialized by 0. Next we will take the printf statement. So printf slash n, enter a number, scanf percentage d comma ampersand n. Okay. Next we will take the while loop. So while n not equals to 0, we will basically will require another variable. Okay. Suppose the variable is a. Okay. So a equals to n mod 10. Okay. So suppose the value of n is 127. Okay. So a is n mod 10, that is 127 mod 10. Okay. So if we do a equals to n mod 10, so 127 mod 10 will be 7. Okay. So the value of a is 7. Next we will do sum equals to sum plus a. Okay. So previously the value of sum was 0. Okay, this sum is 0. So 0 plus, now the value of a is 7. Okay. So it will be 7. Okay. After that we will do n equals to n by 10. Okay. So the value of n will be now 12. Okay. So it was 127. 127 by 10 is 12. Okay. So 12 is not equals to 0. Okay. So the value of a will be now 12 mod 10, that is 2. Okay. So sum will be, previous sum was 7. 7 plus 2. Okay. So it will be 7 plus 2, that is 9. And n will be n by 10, that is 12 by 10. So 12 by 10 is 1. 1 is also not equals to 0. So 1 a, now the value of a will be n mod 10, that is 1 mod 10, and 1 mod 10 is basically 1. Okay. So sum will be sum plus a. Okay. So previous sum was 9 plus the value of a is now 1. Okay. So the answer is 10. Okay. And the value of n will be 1 by 10. 1 by 10 will be 0. Okay. So the value of n is now 0, which is equals to 0. Okay. So this condition will not satisfy. It will go come to outside the while loop. Okay. So outside the while loop, we have to print the value of sum. Okay. So the result is percentage d comma sum. Okay. So save the program and execute it. Okay, so if the number is 127, the answer will be 10. 1 plus 2 plus 7. The answer is 10. Okay. So this was the program. Find the sum of the digits of a number. Okay. Using while loop. Hope we have understood it. So this was the program to find the sum of the digits of a number using while loop. Okay. Next we will do another C program which will reverse a number using while loop. Okay. So if the number is 123, it will print 321. Okay. So let's do the program. So this is our C editor. Hash include stdio.h. This is the header file. Standard input output. Next we will take another header file. Hash include kanaya.h. Okay. This is console input output. Next int main. This is the main function. Any C program will start from execution here. Okay. So next we will take the variables int n, reverse, n. Okay. So next is printf /n, enter a number. Okay. Next scanner %d, ampersand n. Okay. Next we will take the while loop. Okay. So while n not equals to 0, okay, we will do the mod of, okay, a, that is a equals to n mod 10. Okay. So now the reverse will be the reverse into 10, okay, plus a, and the value of n will be n by 2. And at first we will initialize the value of reverse as 0. Okay. So suppose the number is 127. Okay, so the value of n is 127. So value is 127. It will print 721. Okay. So 127 is not equals to 0. So a will be 127 mod 10, that is 7. Okay. So the reverse will be, I am giving a bracket here. Okay. So the reverse will be reverse into 10, that is 0 into 10, 0 into 10 plus 7. Okay. This is equals to 7. Okay. And the value of n is n by 10, that is 127 by 10, that is 12. Okay. So 12 is not equals to 0. Okay. So 12 mod 10 is 2. Okay. So here reverse will be reverse into 10 plus 8. So at previous, now the value of reverse is 7. So 7 into 2, 10 plus 2. Okay. So this is 72. And the value of n is n by 10, that is 1. Okay. So 1 is also not equals to 0, and now the value of a will be 1 mod 10, that is 1. And the value of reverse will be 72 into 10 plus 1, that is 721. And the value of n will be 1 by 10, that is 0. Okay, so now this will not execute. Okay, this function will not be supported. Okay, so it will come to the outside of the while loop. Okay, so in the outside we will print the value of reverse. Okay, so printf the reverse is %d, will print the value of reverse. Okay, so save. I'm executing the program. Okay, so if the number is 127, it will print 721. Okay, so this was the program to find the reverse of a number. Okay, so hope you have understood it. Okay, so student, this was the program to find the reverse of a number using a while loop. Okay, so I am giving you a program. Okay, you do it yourself. Oh, if you have any doubt using to doing this program, okay, you can write on the comment section. I will explain, or I will write the code there. Okay, so the program is basically to check whether a number is Armstrong or not. The logic is, suppose the number is 153. Okay, 153 is a Armstrong number. So the logic is, as 153 is a 3-digit number. Okay, so we'll cube all the digits of that number. That is 1 cube, 5 cube, and 3 cube. And if we add 1 cube plus 5 cube and 3 cube, we will again get 153. Okay, so this was the logic of Armstrong number. So I am requesting you to do it by yourself. Okay, if you have any doubt, any query, you can write on the comment section. Okay, so I can I can give you, or I can, if you have any problem, I can understand that you have any doubt. Okay, I can do it then. Okay, so at first do it by yourself. So student, this was all the programs using while loop. Okay, how to use while loop, what are the steps of while loop. Okay, flowchart of while loop. Okay, hope you have understood it. If you have any doubt, any query, you can write on the comment section. If you have liked my videos, you can subscribe my channel. Okay, or you can visit www.facebook.com/digitalclassroom to get all the details of my video tutorial. So students, thank you for now. See you on the next video tutorial. Thank you.